so that I get an opportunity to impact as many people as possible. So in our today's session, I thought it wise to start with LinkedIn, because you realize that so many of us are applying for these particular jobs using LinkedIn as a platform. But in most cases, we've not fully utilized. You'll forgive me. I've just gotten to the compound. It's like I'm not feeling well too. So most people, you realize that they're applying these jobs on LinkedIn, or most people are looking for clients on LinkedIn, but they are not really utilizing the full power of LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a gold mine, and only if you know on how to use this particular platform to your own advantage. So in today's session, I'm going to show you how do recruiters look for candidates on LinkedIn? How do recruiters decide on who they are going to call on LinkedIn? Kindly, if you've joined, mute your mic. Most recruiters are looking for I'm going to show you how recruiters are doing this and how recruiters are utilizing now maybe LinkedIn as a platform to find a candidate. And the reason you must have been missing out when it comes to securing jobs on this particular platform. So my intent is, by the end of this session, all of us should be in a position to know how exactly can I utilize this platform, LinkedIn, to increase my chances of getting hired? How do I use LinkedIn to attract job seekers? So what kind of content am I supposed to create to get these job seekers, as in to get these recruiters to find me? How do I create a brand for myself? Because one thing I've noticed is most of us are relying on the power of open to work, and we hope and wish that the only way we get the attention of recruiters is when we have the open to work badge on our profile. That is enough to get us hired. And some of us, we not prepared our profile. We've not optimized our profile for it to make it easier for recruiters to find us on this platform. I've encountered people whereby they have a blank platform, they don't post anything on the platform. And if anything is posted on their platform, the only thing you'll get is either repost of a post that trended, or maybe an update. Either they finished a course, or they finished a course, or they've acquired a certificate, or they've got a new employment. I'm happy to announce those kind of stuff are things that you'll find on your platform. So I want to show you on a secret. I want to take you through the process. How is it that LinkedIn is very important for you to get employed, and how can you leverage this particular platform? Why is it that other people are benefiting on this platform, but you've been applying for these jobs and you don't get these jobs as much as you anticipate? So number one thing is, before we go into the kind of content that you're supposed to create, I want you to know that LinkedIn is going to be your first curriculum vitae. It's going to be your first CV that the profiler, or that the recruiter, or the talent search will look for. And in most cases, these people are looking for you through the use of tools, or the AIs. There's this LinkedIn, how do I call it? There's this LinkedIn premium version for recruiters, for the talent side. And it has been optimized in a way to automatically pick candidates. And there are some easy job application, the easy apply on LinkedIn, whereby you just send your CV, and once you've sent your CV, the recruiters will find you from there. But I want you to imagine something. In most cases, when you get invited for an interview, what is the first thing that you do? You will go research the company that has invited you for an interview. Either you can go to their LinkedIn page, you can go to their website, you can go to their Facebook page just to do your due diligence and find out about that particular candidate. But what if the reverse happens? What if now a recruiter is looking for you? The first thing that they'll get to do is they will get into your profile. They will look if you're the right candidate, and they will peruse through your profile, qualify you either whether you fit for being invited for an interview or not. So first of all, ensure that your profile is up to par because it is your online CV. And because it is your online CV, you're supposed to have it match or align with whatever is in your CV. So many people have done CVs, and it's not a secret that these recruiters and some organizations have realized that we are utilizing the services of maybe the coaches to revamp our CV and such. So the only way that you'll become a unique candidate in these particular scenarios is when you decide to leverage now the power of LinkedIn, when you decide to leverage the power of LinkedIn so that you make yourself unique, you show your unique selling proposition. In short, you show what is it that make you unique, what is it that recruiters can say that this particular thing is what makes us unique. So it is very important that you have your LinkedIn in order, because this is the only way, or this is the only differentiation that these people will have about you. I want you to take one example. Coach Kelvin has revamped CV for 3 people. All these 3 people have been called for an interview. And you realize that you have the same number of CVs, not only done by Coach Kelvin, that can be done by other coaches. We have coaches like Joanne, we have Karanja, we have these Watari and all these other coaches. Yes, they've done their perfect job and they have revamped your CV. On the face value, all of you have a perfect match of the jobs that you're applying for. So the only differentiating, because these guys have not gotten an opportunity to meet you directly, I'll go on LinkedIn to pick a better candidate. And how do I do this? First of all, I'll ensure that your profile is well done. When I get to, when I open your page, I should see your name clearly spelled out. I should see maybe your work history.
Yeah.
I don't know, is someone talking?
Hello?
Please mute your mic. Yes, yes. Okay, we can proceed. So in most cases, I will go to your profile. Sorry, I don't know what is happening with my systems today. You'll just give me a second. Okay, are you guys able to see my screen? All right, thank you. So in most cases, what you realize that will happen is I'll go to your profile, check your education, check your work history, check your details there. But that won't be enough because you realize that some of these things I've read in your CV, and I'm looking for a different, something that makes you unique as a candidate. I'm looking for something that makes you, unique candidate, something that I can count on and say that so-and-so is good at what they do. So in most cases, you'll realize that the way you interact with your profile is what will make it or break it for you. So it's very important that you get to optimize and it's very important that you optimize your profile, and it's also very important that you get to put it in order. And how do you stand out as a better candidate? Remember, On your CV, you've outlined maybe the projects that you've done. On your CV, you've outlined you've outlined the projects that you've done. You've outlined your core qualifications. So LinkedIn is a platform to help you showcase to our potential employers what you are capable of, or it's also a platform to help you showcase and present yourself. Have you ever wondered, every time you log on to LinkedIn, there are people who normally appear on your profile. Either you liked their photos, or LinkedIn has automatically, through the algorithms, identified and shown your profile as someone of interest. So in our today's session, that is now what you're going to see. What kind of content can you create as a job seeker to increase your chances of being noticed by, what kind of content do you create as a job seeker to increase your chances of being found by LinkedIn? So to start us off, there's something we call niching on LinkedIn and brand visibility. I'm assuming you've been attending my sessions before, and I'm assuming that we've talked about, you know what you want, you know the kind of job applications that you want to apply for. First thing that you need to do is you need to be very intentional with this platform called LinkedIn. Most of us are on LinkedIn for a wrong reason. Some of us think that if we have a high number of followers on LinkedIn, that is a ticket for us maybe to be seen as serious. So we go ahead and hit the connect button, even for the people who are very relevant to what you want to achieve. First of all, you need to get the kind of jobs you want to apply. Then you need to get the organizations that fit the job that you want to apply. So that when you get on LinkedIn, your main purpose will be, how do I identify people working in this organization, maybe to give me a through pass, or maybe to give me a recommendation of when job arises. So in this case, you need to be intentional for the sake of marketing and for the sake of networking. So once you've done that, you know now the right kind of content, and put yourself in this organization's shoes, in the places you've worked before, or in the place that you're working currently. What are some of the problems what are some of the challenges, or what are some of the pain points somebody in your organization, the person sitting within the position that you want to attract, what are some of these challenges that organizations are suffering from, or the organizations want to solve? And then once you've identified this pain point, the thing is now to put yourself as a brand and to tell these people, let these people know that I, Kelvin, am able to do A, B, and C. And how do you do this? You do this through intentional content creation. And it's not just a matter of posting things. It's not just a matter of commenting. It is commenting with a purpose. So that when I interact with your comments on 1 or 2 sessions, you realize that, oh, I can now identify, I can now say, for instance, that this person deserves my attention. So what are the kind of contents that you can create on LinkedIn? There are several content you can create on LinkedIn. But before you do that, it is important to know, what are people doing on LinkedIn? Number one, people are on LinkedIn to engage. People are on LinkedIn to follow each other. And some are on LinkedIn to simply buy. Either you can buy, by buying, I mean you can be an employer looking for an employee, or you can be someone looking for an expert to do your job, or maybe you are there to just buy the products that these people are selling, the solutions, either the IT, the fintech, and all such kind of stuff. So once you've known the reason as to why people are on LinkedIn, it is very easy for you to target your kind of content. Because I realize not all of us are job seekers on this particular platform. Some of us are there to sell our skills and to sell our expertise. When I talk about selling our expertise, what I mean is some of us are here to showcase our consultancy, our freelance, and we want these people to find us. So it's important that So it's important that you get to know that. So for engagement, when we talk about engagement, what does this engagement mean? So for you to create the content that will engage, you realize that 30% relatable ideas. Share something with your audience that can instantly connect with. If you're on LinkedIn to engage, the mistake that we do is once we connected with somebody, we run to their inbox and show them either we are an expert or we are a consultant or we are looking for jobs. Share relatable, share something that your audience can easily connect with, especially when it comes to job seeking. What exactly can you talk about? Because 30% of it should be relatable. And then there's something we call social currency principle. Like make the people following your content feel as if they are part of your community. Some of us talk in big terms, like we use our professional jargons to try to outline what we do. And this has become very much rampant due to emergence of AI. We simply give a command to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT will write for us what we want, and then we post it to our social platforms. You realize that yes, ChatGPT can think that you're speaking to maybe professional in your area. So in most cases, you'll be posting content, but no one is engaging with your content. And the bad side of that is if you keep on posting content and people are not reacting to your content, automatically it tells LinkedIn that the content that you're creating are irrelevant, and then you'll realize that your content post they'll keep on suppressing and engagement. If you look at your post, you'll see that only 10 people, only 20 people, only less than 100 people have gained. And this you can see by the impression. Impression simply means how many people have seen maybe your post on their platform, that your post has been shown to how many people. That is what we call impressions. And then you can also use attractive visuals to draw people's attention. Sometimes if I see a picture, that picture can trigger my mind to want to find out more about the post itself. I know people ask me, there's a time that I was being victimized for using my pictures too much on LinkedIn. And people were like, do you have what we call imposter syndrome? Why should you be using your pictures? Because every time somebody sees my picture, even if they didn't read the post, by simply seeing Coach Kelvin's picture on the screen, that automatically will make them to read my post. And that is how I've been able to grow. But it's not a matter it's not a must you use your pictures. You can use maybe any picture that can trigger an attention. For instance, if I want to post about maybe what is happening currently in Kenya, I can either use a picture that if somebody looks at that picture, they'll be relating it to what is happening within their surrounding, and they'll be finding out, they'll be curious to find out why has this person used this picture. And then for you, if you want to engage with the kind of audience that you interact with, you need to keep your text as simple and concise. Like don't avoid writing long sentences. And most of us have confused and mistaken the difference between an article and a post. Some of us will write long paragraphs on LinkedIn. And one thing, if I've read maybe the first paragraph and it's not something that I identify with, you'll realize that I will not continue, because in one way or the other, I'll see that whatever you're posting does not make an impact on me. So if you're on LinkedIn to gain followers, these are some of the things, or these are some of the stuff that you should be on the lookout for. You need to tell them why they should follow you. And in this case, one mistake that we do is we want to connect with people who do the same thing that we are doing. So if I'm a digital marketer, I'll want to connect with many digital marketers as possible. But the digital marketers, you're just connecting to your competitors. And the moment you connect with more of your competitors, you'll realize that you'll be competing maybe for space. So some of them might end up muting you. Some of them might end up ghosting you. So tell these people why they should follow you. And for instance, you want to connect with people working in organizations that you aspire to work for. So one thing to do, find something that you share in common, post these things, and maybe gain their attention in that manner for them to follow you. And then show the bandwagon principle, like show that you are worth joining. I've seen one of the mistakes that we do. We want to, some people on LinkedIn are very lazy. And what I mean by being lazy on LinkedIn, even when it comes to commenting on a post, you realize that you are a job seeker and somebody has asked a question that you feel you'll be the perfect person to, as in you'll be the perfect person to answer that particular question. In most cases, what you realize that most of us will do will auto-generate the auto-generated comments on LinkedIn. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you for sharing. I wish you all the best. It is an opportunity for you to showcase that, yes, I'm an ideal candidate and you deserve to follow me if you want maybe to get to learn something about myself. And then share valuable content. Don't just go on LinkedIn and share followership. You might get 100,000 likes, you might get 1,000 likes, 1,000 impressions. But at the end, if these thousands and thousands of impressions are not, please mute your mic if you've joined, so that I don't have to go back and forth to mute your mic. Thank you. When it comes to sharing valuable content, what are some of these content that you are going to share? I think in the coming slides, you are going to see what are some of the content that you can share as a job seeker. And then finally, ensure that your profile is attractive. People like connecting with people, they could see their pictures. People like they're connecting with people who have made a background, maybe a camera photo that speaks to them, and ensure that you've well branded your profile so that I can see the organization. I can tell that maybe Bernard is organized, Charles is organized, and I think these are the people I should connect with. And then, so if you're there to sell, remember, there's something we call the reciprocity principle. So give value before asking for anything. So before you go there and try to sell yourself as a best candidate, as a candidate before, ensure that you give value. And how do you give value? By showcasing your case studies, by showcasing things that you've done. If you've helped people in the process, this is now the time for you to do that. So you're supposed to give value. Number two, you can offer testimonial. Let happy customers do the talking. In most cases, yes, I've been sharing testimonials of the successful candidates I've coached, because when we get one-on-one with these people, I show them how to do it. They do it, and then they get the results. Once they get these results, they connect back to me, send me a message. Some of them give me the feedback, the testimonial through phone calls that I get to share. Let these people speak about you. And it's not only that, you can ask people to say a good word for you, either in the comment section, in a post, or in any way that would attract these people. And then show like the services you are offering can change their life. And in this case, the service that you're offering is your expertise. How can your expertise change these the people who are following you? Then finally, you need to discuss the problem and then give a solution. So explain what the problem, what problem you can solve and how. This is for people who are consulting, and especially if you're looking to attract, the remote jobs, or if you're looking maybe for the VA assistants, or you're looking maybe for these consultancy work. How can your service be of help to them? So what are some of the mistakes that we do on LinkedIn, especially for job seekers? Number one is lack of focus. Lack of focus is you want to be everything. Like today you get somebody post something interesting that is trending, you picked it and posted it on your platform. The following day you post a different thing. The following day you post a different thing. And then you let the people following you try to wonder, what exactly does so and so do? So in this case, you realize that people are not like you. You are not the person that you are not the person that you say you want. And in most cases, you realize that people will stop following you because you are not focused. Be intentional and focus on what you want to achieve. Then post content that people post. Some of us post content that does not resonate. For instance, you're posting something that if I'm trying to understand or capture whatever you mean by it, so it will take me time to analyze. I cannot resonate with the kind of content you are posting. Let's take for an example, you're a doctor. You're posting a content maybe with big jargons that I don't understand. You're a lawyer, maybe you're in your kind of your professional jargons. Post content that will resonate with people that you're connecting with. You need to show that you're hungry. You don't need to show that you're hungry. And the only way to show that you're hungry is like you're posting today and you're expecting to get the results tomorrow. So you'll realize that in most cases, what you do is if people don't give you what you're looking for, automatically you'll stop posting because they're not helping you, you're not seeing results. And then being inconsistent. Sometimes you use LinkedIn, you get lost, you come back, you get lost, you come back. And in most cases, what I've realized that some of us, we spend like less than 2 hours a day, every day, spending on LinkedIn just by either checking, scrolling, and then we do this by liking what other people have done. Some of us do it silently. We just scroll and then we smile to ourselves, comment through ourselves without writing that particular comment, and then we proceed. And then finally, if you want people to engage with your content, you're supposed to also engage with other people's content. So they are some of the most mistakes that have been costing you that visibility, because the more people visit your profile. Yeah, so many people are visiting. Like so many people are visiting your profile, the LinkedIn the algorithms will automatically assume that the kind of content you're creating are likable, and it will keep on being like the LinkedIn will keep on broadening your post. And this is where you'll see that during some time, there are people who, when they post, they get these a lot of reactions. People like Maribel, people like Just IV, IV, because LinkedIn has identified their post and realized that people like their post, and the post will get shared to many people. So, what is a niche, and how can you niche as a job seeker, especially when posting for this job? Niching is picking up a specific topic or area of interest, and then when it's a specific topic or area of interest that you can focus on when creating content. You are an accountant looking to get an accounting job. You can be posting on things related to accounting and finance. So you keep on consistently posting. This can be the testimonials, this can be the current trends, this can be your competitive advantage. And then a clear defined niche translate into strategic and purposeful content on LinkedIn. You might have 100 people following you, but if you create your content in a better way, you realize that even though you have 100 people following you, but still your impression will be more than people who are following you, because you've niched down to the content and the right people are following your content. Some of us, I don't know, someone has not muted their mic. Please, if you've joined, kindly mute your mic so that we don't interrupt the process. Victor, kindly mute your mic. And then a content, so niching is picking that specific content you want to post and ensuring that you be consistent with the kind of content, so that if I'm looking for Victor Onyach, kindly mute your mic. Thank you. If I'm looking for an expert, I can easily find you because I've identified that you do that specific specific better. So what is the benefit of choosing a niche? Number one, it will help you stand out from the competition, because automatically LinkedIn also uses the keyword to search for their audiences. And if you've populated your profile with this keyword from your profile itself to the kind of content that you create, you realize that if I'm looking for somebody with specialty in your field, it will be easier for me to identify you, and it will be easier for me to pick you as a candidate. And then secondly, it will help you build a loyal audience. It's good to have 1,000 people, or it's good to have 500 people who follow you, who subscribe to what you do, and who are beneficial to what you do, than having thousands of people following you, yet they are not beneficial to you in any way. So benefits of niching here is also it creates a more targeted content. And it's also more fun because you'll be enjoying, you create content, people interact with your content, and it gives you the morale of doing that over and over again. So how do you find your niche? Number one, the only way to find your niche is find where your passion and skills meet. I think in one of my sessions, I've taught about this in so many ways. We have different things. If you want to find your strengths, number one, you need to identify your passion. Number two, you need to identify your strengths. And then number three, you need to identify what the market needs. And in this case, if you match out these three things, you'll realize that you'll find out what you're passionate about and what you can do it best. And once you've identified the niche, you need to narrow it down, and then think about your future with this niche. Why am I building this kind of audience? What do I need to get what do I need to get for this particular audience? And then do some research, find unique selling points, and then test your audience. The more you do that, it will help you niche down. I want to talk briefly of the kind of content that you can create. And then I'll show you practical presentation, maybe of a profile and what you're supposed to do. So number one, as a job seeker, what you need to do is you can talk about your skills. You can talk about areas that you've excelled before. You can talk about things that you can do. You can maybe describe a case study of what you did and how you were able to solve that particular situation or solve that particular problem. And then if you worked with other people, ensure that you tag these other people. So you can also create polls related to your field, because you need to be strategic when it comes to LinkedIn. It's not all about posting. Try to get a way of try to find ways of people following you frequently, like visiting your profile, increasing the impressions that you have, increasing the engagements that you have. The more you do that, also you realize that it will skyrocket. Maybe algorithm to index your page or to index your profile as one of the likable profiles. So there are several contents that you can create, your testimonials. You can share your personal story. You can share maybe things that you are proud of. Or sometimes you can just offer encouragement, because not everyone on LinkedIn is looking for a job. There are people who are there to have fun. And if you've been following me for some time, sometimes I post funny things, sometimes I post emotional things, sometimes I post maybe the services that I do, sometimes I just give advice, because I've identified the people who are following, the 120,000 people who are following me. I've realized I've categorized them according to what they can find intriguing in my profile, and that has helped me a lot. So I want us to things that can boost your visibility. Number one, ensure that you engage with other profiles through meaningful content. Ensure you show proof. Ensure you be authentic. Ensure you be vulnerable. By being vulnerable, you can share something, but don't overshare maybe your personal your personal stuff. So the next thing I want us to do now, I'll share my profile so that we get a first-hand experience of what I'm talking about and how exactly do these people, how exactly do they look for candidates on LinkedIn. So give me a second, I share my profile. And now if you can replicate what we've talked about as a candidate, you realize that it will be very easy for you. Okay. So I'm a recruiter. I'm a recruiter and I've just landed into your profile. The first thing I'll look into is how attractive is your profile. There are most people who are doing the mistake of not including their picture. Ensure that you have a professional picture on your profile to give them a leverage of what you do. And then now you can have a background cover that maybe talk about your unique selling points and some of the advantages, some of the benefits you can bring to either those people. So like in my case, I showcase the services that I'm offering and how I help job seekers maybe do secure jobs. And then this one, there are several ways in which you can handle this area. Number one is you can talk of your brand statement. You can talk of what you do. Either you can, at least if you're a job seeker, you can list maybe the services, the skills that you possess. You can talk about the current position that you hold, so that when I look at it, I should be able to at least have a clear advantage of a clear view of who you are. Then the next thing, I'll scroll down. I'll read you about. I'll scroll down, read you about, and then I'll see the kind of skills that you have. And then I'll scroll down here. The most important part is I can scroll down, see some of the organizations you've worked for. But that one is always just for the sake of it. But now the most important thing I want to see, how do you react with this particular candidate? For instance, I'll go here. LinkedIn has made it very easy. So I can go here on posts. I can go here on post, and then I can go either show all the posts. Once I get there, I'll be looking at what are some of the posts that you've been making. And if you've been commenting on other people's posts, are you posting things that maybe are beneficial to the people that you want to connect with? So let's take, I want to look for randomly senior accountant. Senior accountant. Let me give it some moments to load. And then now several profile will appear. Maybe like several profiles will appear. So I want to drop these guys, or I want to pick these guys by looking into their profile. So the first person that appears on my profile is Ian Maina. I'll go to Ian Maina's page, and okay, I can see Ian Gideu Maina, senior accountant. And then he doesn't have a title. He's worked with Inspire Pharmaceutical. Then I'll come and see this is what I was looking for. So I want to see Ian's activity in the next, I want to see Ian activities that show up. Well, the first thing that I'll encounter here is nothing to show: articles, posts, document, videos, or event. So Ian's ads will appear here. Then automatically I'll say, I think this Ian does not qualify. So I'll go back and look for, maybe I can check through these ones here, but in most cases, maybe somebody must have done it to you. I'll go back and check for the second. We have Edward Joels. So in this case, I'll go senior accountant, Edward Joel, Nairobi, second there, I'll see. Then I'll show whatever the most thing that he has to show for is the kind of comments he's created. Joseph here on this particular profile, you'll see Joseph commented on this. So the only time Joseph comments on a post is when saying congratulations. And in most cases, you'll see congratulations, either like, congratulations, in most cases. So that is the most interesting thing I can find about Joel. I'll go to the third person. Collins Wafula. The same will happen with Collins Wafula. Yes, he has a picture there. The background is clear. Let me see Collins Wafula's activity, maybe for the past few days. When I go there, Collins Wafula has also the same thing. The only time he commented was, I think 7 months ago, when he wrote a congratulations to somebody's post. So in this case, you realize that if I get to your profile, there's nothing serious that I can find there, because all these sections here, these are some of the things that I can get on your CV. So you need to ensure that you become as active as possible. Let's just do a few more examples so that we get to see. We'll have who? We have Joyce. We have Joyce Ndarua. Joyce Ndarua, senior accountant at blah, blah, blah. We have that one there. And then I'll come and see about Joyce, I read there. Then I want to come and see now on Joyce's activities. Joyce tells me that she's passionate about things of accounting. I want to see if, for instance, if I were to look into her profile, am I going to see a representation that I'm seeing on the CV? So I'll go there, we'll see that she reposted that, reposted this, imagine, then reposted this, reposted this, reposted this. This Joyce that I'm looking for, does she have content of or does she have something to share? I think maybe I should keep on looking for this particular candidate. So that is how you realize that these people, they'll keep on shifting. And if a recruiter have subscribed to, subscribed to these premium tools, you realize that the skilled candidates, based on the keywords that they are looking for, will present themselves. And once they come to these activities here, this is a perfect example here. So even though she did a post, like you can see CPA, Georgina did a post. So what's the difference between cash flow and profit? At least if she can be doing so many posts as these ones, I can clearly tell that now this is somebody who is talking of things in their specific area. So as a job seeker, talk about your expertise, talk about things in your field that if I look at, I can associate. Maybe let us look into the last person. We have Arnold. I'll come to Arnold here. Arnold reposted. Arnold, let me see. Arnold reposted. Posting content on LinkedIn is like attending an interview. It's like answering questions for an interview. So in these cases, what you realize that the more you post this kind of content, and there's a way you can restructure them. I think I need to have a session specifically for that, on how you can use interview questions to post content on LinkedIn. Like for instance, tell me about yourself. Like for instance, what are your unique selling? What are your course case? What are your strengths? What are your strengths? Can you tell us a time in which you do this? So that when I look into your LinkedIn, I can see the well-tailored answers on how you can be, on how you've been capable of doing that. So we have so many. We have. I don't know, somebody has muted their mic. Please mute your mic. Okay. So we have so many ways in which these candidates are looking for, in which these recruiters are looking for candidates. So if you are a job seeker and you want to make your profile be found, or you want to apply for these particular jobs, ensure that you have a well-optimized profile, but take note of posting content that will resonate with what recruiters are looking for, so that you answer these particular questions. As I go through these interview questions on your platform, I can have a rough overview of who you are and how I can be able to help you. One thing I would like to reiterate is there are people I've been interacting with them. Like, we don't want to put in the work. And by putting in the work, we don't want to, someone has said, as I think there are few people who have asked that I check their profile. We'll check like 2 and see. There are people who don't want to put in the work. Like, they are believing on miracles for these particular things to work. And I keep on shouting, and spending. Like this session, we've done it before. I've just decided to repeat this session. Some of us don't want to do what is necessary to get these jobs. It won't be easier for you to get these jobs if you're not putting in the right amount of the work that is required. So you need to put in. So we have Maureen. Let us share the one for Maureen. I don't know which platform are you seeing now. Let me share one profile here. Okay, so we have Marianne. So Marianne has a well-revamped profile. Yes, she has a profile picture. She has that is well done. I'm interested in now, like this, if you come to these particular things, this is what I'm talking about if you want to increase your visibility. So as a job seeker, once you've mastered how to create content, you can easily be found. And you can see here, she's very confident. I think this is why, Marianne, you decided to share this profile, so that at least you post content and people can see this particular, the kind of content that you create and how you relate to them. And you can see amazingly how she's been performing. And I'm very sure if you look at her profile, she's playing between 20 to around 60,000 impressions. This is a well-optimized profile. So my word to you is, you can be like Marianne and try to create your own content. And I've worked with people before whereby I've created content. I've worked with people before where I've helped them on how to create content. So if you're a job seeker and you'd like to secure jobs, I'm going to have some special sessions whereby we can work together with you for you to see how you can create this particular content. Let me check into the last profile. We have Victor Onyach.
One of the dividends of asking God in prayers is to the end that your joy may be full. You have come into the presence of.
Thank you, Derek. I almost said amen. We have Mr. Onyach here. Yes, I've gotten to your profile. I want to see, is it well done? Victor Onyach, you've given your contact details. Executive sales representative, you've identified the organizations you've worked before. And then now I'm more interested on these particular sessions. The only thing that you did a repost, I think 2 months ago, about Happy Monday, Nova. Since then, there's nothing else to find. So as a job seeker, the main purpose of today's session was to help you and show you how the recruiters are looking for candidates and how you can become a better candidate. But ensure that when you're posting content, there are some of the things that you need to keep an eye on. For instance, how many people are viewing your profile in the past 7 days? You can see mine is 6358. Post impression in the past 7 days is 209. How many such appearances have I gained this week? So once you have a well meticulous profile, you realize that now things will keep on falling into falling into place, so that when I scroll down, I should be meeting your post. I should be meeting your post, and then I can be able to comment on your post. And if you look into my profile, you realize that most of them are people with high engagement, because these are people who are creating content. So always learn to create this particular content. So that is what I wanted to present today. And I'm so happy to announce that I've worked with so many people, and most of the jobs, most of the success stories that I've been sharing are jobs that have come from LinkedIn, and they've been found on LinkedIn. I think some of us are here that can testify of the same, of how they've been able to get recruiters to identify their platforms on LinkedIn. So I'll open the floor to questions and answers. I'll start with Eric. Eric,
good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, thank you for the session. I'm really appreciating. I've been able to learn a lot ever since I started joining these sessions. I have got 2 questions. Beginning June this year, my profile was up to date, and I was getting a lot of gigs because I'm following like some of the recruiting agencies like HR and consultants. So sometimes they do inbox me, they ask me like, we've seen your profile, we can see you're suitable for this role. Could you share with us your CV? Then I do share. And to be honest, some of them called me for interview and I went, but some didn't go through. So since then, my profile has been up to date still, but there's this button which I'm also seeing like now for, it's asking like verify now. Is it important to verify your LinkedIn profile, or how do you go about that?
Yes, you can verify your LinkedIn. It's important to verify, and you can verify your LinkedIn. I think it's very simple. Once you have your passport ready, you can just follow the procedure on your phone. You scan your passport, and then they'll be able to help you verify your profile.
You can't verify using the national ID?
No, you can only do it with your passport.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think maybe before we get the next question, maybe you can lower down your hands, Eric. Be very categorical that so many people are being conned on LinkedIn. This week alone, I've had like 4 people who've been conned on LinkedIn. Somebody looks at your profile and they see, then they call you that they've done a review of your profile and your profile fits what they're looking for. Then the next thing, they're going to ask you to share your CV. You'll share your CV, and then they'll send you an application letter to fill. Once you've filled the application letter, they'll send you, then they'll send you an offer letter, or even before that, they can be asking for the certificate, CRB clearance, this kind of certification that the government is looking for right now. And if you don't have these certificates, they'll tell you that they are filling that position in the next 1 hour or in the next 2 hours. So you should submit them. So if you don't have the certifications that you're looking for, they'll give you a contact of a person that you can either call. Once you call this contact, he'll ask you for some money to help you process. And they'll come with excuses such as, the government system is down. You just send me the money to my number and I'll be able to process this one for you. Don't fall for those shortcuts. If you get a job that somebody wants you to send details like right now, that should be a red flag, because when it comes to bringing candidates on board, there's always no hurry. The company is supposed to do due diligence. And when doing that, also ensure that you don't share your personal details too much, especially your phone number, your email address, because now this is what they'll use it to scam you, or they can use the same maybe to scam other people. Just I would recommend that you should have the only contact that you should have on your phone is your email address. But sometimes a phone number will work best for you, but email address is always official, because these people have realized the desperation that people are going through. And some of them have gone to an extent of hiring spaces. You'll be invited for an interview in a workplace. They've arranged that place somewhere to look like their office. You'll go there, go through the process, and then sign the contract. And then you'll be told, in this case, we'll communicate back to you. But now, before we get this position, at least you need to give us 0.5% of your salary, and then now you can be able to start. So many people are falling on this because they've identified the desperacy that is in the job seekers. So signs to look for the conmanship is somebody who is pushing you to provide maybe your personal details before signing the contract. Somebody who is asking you to send your certification, because the moment you send your certification, either they can forge them or they can create a personal, like they can create a profile simply as you and use your document to forge other people. Then somebody who is asking you to send money. You should not pay for any money before you get employed. In most cases, I've seen people who've even started working for fake people. And after some time, they disappear after you've sacrificed maybe your 40,000, 20,000, 10,000, or even 5,000 shillings. And then you only come to realize that the job is fake. So as you do all this, ensure that you don't become so desperate on LinkedIn, because these guys will prey on you. And they might start with 1,000 shillings, $1, $2, $5, $10. And once they've scavenged and see how desperate you are, these guys will corner you, and they can convince you with a very good salary. Their documentation is always very good. A very good salary, a very good packages, that if you see what you're missing and what they're asking for, the only time you realize that you've done the mistake is when you've made the payment, and the guys are you can no longer find them on the phone. Who has a question? Anyone else with a question? Yes, so maybe something also I need to add on as we wait for someone to ask a question is, yes, I've been helping people revamp their LinkedIn, whereby if I revamp your LinkedIn at a fee, then we work with you for 1 month. I'll show you how to go about it. And then once you've learned, you can be able now to own up the LinkedIn. If you would like your LinkedIn to be revamped or to be looked, or if you want me to work together with you through these strategies, you can reach out. Maybe in my WhatsApp group, I have a WhatsApp group where we post, we share contents, and then we share opportunities. You can reach out to me, or I'll share you can go even to my post as a link that you can share our contact details. You can reach out to me after this, so that we work with you through this process. Because if you put in the work required, especially if you're a job seeker looking to get a job, the way you handle your LinkedIn, what you talk about on your LinkedIn, and how you present your LinkedIn will automatically qualify you to be the best candidate. And the best thing that if you work together with me, I'll be giving you strategies on how you can reach these recruiters, on how you can, the kind of content, how you can network with people who can position you. So something that you need to consider. You can work together with me. I help you optimize your profile, and then we work with you for a month. With this 1 month, it's a learning process. So that being said, anyone with something they would like to clarify, I hope I've replied to the messages. Let me just check if check my account too, or my contact details. My number, I've just shared it on the chat section. Anyone else with the question? And I like this today. There's anyone else who'd like to get a question? Nowadays, we don't like asking questions. Onyach, I've shared my contact details on the chat section. You can get it from there. Okay, what is a good CV? Today we were not talking about good CV, but a good CV should be able to, when I look at the first page of your CV, it should be able to give me a hint of who you are, so that I don't have to scroll through your employment history or your work history to find out if you have what I'm looking for. So a good CV should be ATS compliant, and it should be ATS compliant, and it should contain all the relevant details that will convince me to pick you for that particular position. Anyone else with a burning question that they would like to ask? Okay, so if there's no question, I'll give the opportunity again for 2 people to, if you've gotten an opportunity to learn something new, today. And this one, I think I need to pick at random. Charles, Aurora. Charles, Aurora,
How are you? Good evening.
good evening.
Yeah, I'm fine. I saw your the poster for the meeting. I decided to join. As much as I'm looking out for in the future for a very high-end job, I'm partially comfortable where I am. I've been able to pick some great insights, especially about the algorithm. I hope I mentioned the word right, and how they influence the recruiters getting to follow the right people we share interests, as much as some people we might be exact people that we might be sharing the same field, they might in one way or the other be competitors. Those are some of the key things I've been able to pick, and many others, but I leave the chance for others also to share. I appreciate for the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, Lynette, you can say what you've learned and you can go ahead and ask your question. Lynette? Lynette? Oh, she's left. Okay, how do you apply for a job via email? Is there? Yes, Lynette? Unfortunately, you're breaking.
Just to go ahead and read the question, please.
Okay. So how do you apply the job via the email? Is there anything to say after sharing the CVs? Sometimes it's good to notice, once, ensure that you have a well-crafted subject, maybe for the job position, and then maybe you can just write a brief body in form of maybe a cover letter or something, just for these people to read before they get an opportunity to open your CV. But still, it's not a crime. It's not a crime just to write a paragraph informing them of you sending your CV. But sometimes just writing that like a small body of in form of a cover letter, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, or even 1 paragraph, just highlighting who you are and why you think you're fit for that position, could be an added advantage to you. Yes, Susan, how are you doing? Have you learned something today? Susan Mugo? Susan Mugo? Susan has left. Oh yeah, she's here.
No,
Yes, Susan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Very interesting session. For me, I think you have guided me through this journey that we have been in. So I know the impact that LinkedIn has when you really post the right information, when you really are into and you are consistent. I've seen it in my profile. So all I can say is thank you very much for working with us, and get well soon. You see, Masim, you're struggling a bit. So
Yes.
and it's quite a sacrifice. We really appreciate your time. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. I'm working with someone, Molly Wasonga, you can say something. And yes, I'm really feeling some intense headache, but I didn't want to let this session go. And then Victor Onyachi will speak. Molly and then Victor.
Thank you so much, Coach. I'm really, really blessed to have sat through this session. I must also mention that we have been rigorously working on my profile with Coach. And if you guys would check me on LinkedIn, it's Danme Marvelous. You could just check out Mweli Wasonga on LinkedIn. It's helped me revamp it so much, and now even the content, strategizing the content for me, and it's really doing me miracles. So I really thank you that you could even sit us through this session to just take us through what it means to build up your profile, build up yourself, so to speak, just to brand yourself out there. I don't even have enough words to say thank you. I just want to pray that God blesses you so much, that you help so many more like we who I need. Thank you so much and be blessed.
Thank you. Yes, Victor Onyach.
Thank you so much, Kelvin. Mine is to really appreciate you so much. I've really loved skill, very powerful skill, which I really didn't know. So I really thank you so much for even spending your time to listen to us, guide us through. And the session which I've really loved. So going forward, probably maybe next time you could consider doing something on a right CV, a CV that we call a CV that really attracts and give much attention. But in a nutshell, I really appreciate your time and think you are doing a good work. I interacted with you on LinkedIn and honestly, you are doing a good work. I'm looking forward to work with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else who wants to say something before we close? Yes, Joseph. Joseph Kisa.
All right. I hope I'm audible. First, thank you for all your insights. I appreciate so much. I believe I'm one of the person that happened to come across your post today, you're sharing today. And I saw that I can't miss this session. It's better I be part of it because I wanted to learn how can I use my LinkedIn page or my LinkedIn profile to get access to all those job opportunities that are out there. And yes, so far, so much gained from it. From the start, I believe I've noted so much. I've been typing all through, and I appreciate that. It means that I was able to capture some valuable insight there. And I hope that after this, once we put it into practice, we hope to see the best out of it all. And I believe that given that you've also happened to share your contact, I believe you've not happened to mention to us when we are able to reach to you, to take it to violate your rules when it comes to reaching at a certain point. So perhaps you can mention to that, those are the favorable hours whereby we can reach with those maybe private consultations for 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, thank you so much.
For work-related issues, you can drop me a WhatsApp anytime. When I see the WhatsApp, I'll get. But for calls from 7 a.m. in the morning, the last time I can receive a call is 8:30. After 8:30, I don't receive work calls, but I can interact on WhatsApp. Thank you guys so much. I don't take it for granted. And because of your love, I would have chosen to get home and get direct to bed. But your love has made me to sacrifice. You've seen today's session, I've really struggled because I'm not feeling that well. Just like I've told you, I was on a journey and gotten back. But because I love what I do it for passion and I don't do it for money. I decided to share these sessions. What I can tell you is put in the work, especially if you're tired of where you're working, if you're tired of your situation, you need to put in the work and just do whatever is required. I'm not God to promise that I'm going to give you an opportunity, but I try to share insights as much as possible for you to get to learn something so that you get that job that you desire. So if you're willing to work with me, I still have hopes that I still have like 200, not less than 500 interviews before the day ends, before the year ends. So we can work together, but you have to put in the work. Today, I want to share, someone reached out to me and they put it as if it was a must that I have to assist them. And they were like, you LinkedIn people, you are con men. Why is it that you don't want to help people? You are just after money. I didn't even ask the person for money. So they had just their own assumption of the same. But I wish you guys all the best. And I'm looking forward to you being the next success story. So take advantage of what I'm talking about. Take opportunity to work with me because you never know what might happen maybe in the near future. Maybe I might find another passion, I might grow to something else, but I would always love to help as many job seekers as possible. So if you will permit me, maybe somebody can close for us with a word of prayer. Circle of Hope, do you mind praying for us and giving us some hope? Circle of Hope, Kenya, kindly pray for us.
Thank you, Coach. And that's a great sacrifice that you have also given unto us. That's the true definition of a servant leader. My name is Joseph, representing Circles of Hope. Let us give thanks. Dear Lord, thank you for another opportunity that you have given unto us. Thank you also for our coach, for the insight that he has been able to share with us, dear Lord. And we also pray for his quick recovery, Lord, and all for those people who are looking for job opportunities, dear Lord. We pray that may their doors of opportunities get to open up. Thank you for this night. We pray this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Good night, guys, and thank you so much.
Amen.
Good night to you guys.
Good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.